Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Mount Nibbles, number 15. True righteousness still. Fulfill the law, part A. This is going to be a three-part series here. We're getting into some of the small-sized parables, and so there's a lot more to analyze in those. So we'll be covering these same verses three times, this one and the next two of these devotionals. Be reading from Matthew chapter 5, verse 17 through 20. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till it be all fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called the great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. So this is part A, fulfilling the law. And we are trying to answer a question, what is Jesus there for? Why is it in the Bible? We're trying to look at the purpose of Jesus' coming. The communications. Can God's plan suddenly change? I think we all know the answer to that, but we'll go on. Application to my life. Here Jesus clearly tells us that he came to honor the law and invoke God's people and involve God's people in loving, learning, and living the law. Jesus was rather not giving a new law, but explaining the importance of the Old Testament moral laws. An important part of this was that the laws and the prophets were specific as to their intent and extent. The Pharisees of that era embellished these laws so that they acted importantly and in reality carried out the enforcement of these laws to the detriment of their intent. And that's really the key there, the detriment of their intent. Many of the prophecies were about the coming of Messiah, and thus pointing to Jesus. Not that he would bring a new law. In fact, Jesus was the fulfillment of all these prophecies. And that was exactly what God intended for his role on earth. He came to successfully obey all the laws of God and thus be a perfect sacrifice for our salvation. That's why I came. Okay, that was the first question. What is Jesus there for? But the point is that some of the laws, and particularly many of the prophecies, pointed to Jesus coming as Messiah. And he did do that, and he fulfilled all the prophecies. So, what is his intended role after he had done that? I mean, until he had done that, he fulfilled all the prophecies and had lived a life never breaking the law. He was then ready to be, at the end of his life, the perfect sacrifice for our salvation. God says, my laws have never changed, but man's understanding changed. personal response was, Lord, thank you for your laws and your Son, showing us the true meanings of the law with love and clarity. Period. Paul talks a lot about this also. Through a glass darkly, he saw through a glass darkly before, but now that Jesus had come and gone, then we see more clearly if you are correctly taught about what happened. So that completes this, and we'll see you next time.